Hi there, welcome to Module 10. In this module, we'll talk about inferences. What is inferences, why it is important, and how to make a good inference. An inference is a logical and educated guess that you make based on the connection between the facts that you read in the text and your personal knowledge about the world around you. This is sometimes called reading between the lines. Reading between the lines is an important skill in reading because a writer cannot include all the possible information about a topic or situation. Writers leave out information that they think readers will know already or will be able to guess. Making inferences helps readers to comprehend the passage better. Inferring also builds readers' interest because as they continue reading, they would want to confirm if their inferences were or weren't correct. Now, how to make good inferences? To make inferences, you put together facts from the passage and your knowledge from life. So, the first thing you can do to make inferences is identifying the facts, then linking them to your knowledge. An inference chart might be useful for beginning readers. Let us take a look at this example. Oh my god, this instant ramen has like 400 calories and 99% of natrium, Tammy exclaimed. In this sentence, the author does not give information about how Tammy finds out the information, but we can guess that she is probably reading nutritional facts at the back of the ramen packet. Most of us have had this knowledge from life. We have experienced reading nutritional information from a product package, and we know that the amount of calories and natrium, along with other nutrients, are provided. Here is another example. A drenched fig slipped inside the door and put his dripping coat and hat on the hanger in the corner. As he walked to the table at the far end, his shoes left wet print on the wooden floor. What a day! He sighed as he slumped on the chair and grabbed a menu. In the second example, we are presented with a series of events that forms a scene. The author, however, did not tell where the scene took place or what the weather was. Nonetheless, we will be able to answer the question. Using clues in the text and using our personal knowledge and experience, we could infer that drenched fig indicates it's raining outside and probably he didn't expect it would rain. Because if he did, he would bring an umbrella or wear a raincoat. But in the text, an umbrella was not among the things that Fig put at the corner when he entered the place. The rain was probably heavy, not just drizzle because he was drenched. You see, the word drenched means completely wet. If it was just drizzle or shower, Fig might be a bit wet but not drenched. Alright, then Fig was walking to table and grabbed a menu, and from our experience we can infer that Fig was at a restaurant. You also find in the text that Fig sighed, "What a day!" That indicates he was having a bad day. It partially confirms the previous inference that Fig did not expect the rain. It is possible that he was having a series of unfortunate events other than not anticipating the rain. But certainly, being drenched was one of the reasons for the complaint. Using a chart, making inference may look like this. The text says, Fig was drenched. As he walked, his shoes left wet prints on the floor. And I know you use umbrella or raincoat in rain. So I infer that Fig did not know it was going to rain. It was raining hard. The text says, Fig walked to a table and grabbed a menu. And I know restaurants have menu. Restaurants have tables. So I infer that he was at a restaurant. Let's try another example. Chile is considered one of the most conservative Catholic countries in South America. On January 15, 2006, Chileans elected their first woman president, the socialist Michelle Bachelet, with 53.5% of their votes. She is a former defense minister, a doctor, a single mother, and a non Catholic. Her father, a general in the army, was killed in 1973 under the military dictatorship of Pinochet. Her election campaign was based on promises of social and economic reform aimed at more equality. Some inferences are: first, people in Chile are not as conservative as generally thought. Second, people in Chile want changes in their society and economy. Third, President Basile's background and experience should help her understand the problems in Chile. Fourth, the fact that she served as defense minister may have reassured conservatives afraid of radical change. Lastly, the fact that her father was killed under Pinochet probably raised her standing among leftists. These inferences are based on what is written in the text and readers' knowledge. If you feel that you are still confused how these inferences are drawn, try drawing an inference chart and filling out the columns. Begin with listing the facts from the text, what knowledge you have related to the facts, and connect the two when making the inferences. Okay, that's all for now. I'm logging off. See you in the next module. Keep reading.